Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
Pot folk.
Huh. All right, good morning, beautiful, lovely people of the interwebs. The interwebs are our friend. It's your boy Sincere,
And it's your boy Jay Hunnit.
and this is the JaySin podcast. You heard? So
Yes, sir.
welcome, goddammit.
Good morning, everybody.
It is the week of Turkey Day slash Thanksgiving slash white people took this beautiful country from the indigenous owners of it
Interesting.
slash football day.
Mm-hmm.
So
Slash spending it with your family as well. With your
yeah,
loved ones.
yeah.
Taking the time out from work and
Mm-hmm.
from anything else you do in the world to be with your family in one place.
So before we jump into the traditions that we love and hate, how was your week? Did you have anything interesting happen? I'll just go ahead and throw mine out there.
Right.
Somebody had COVID.
Ooh.
Around me, like very close around me, like
So you were pretty
on
much
my
exposed.
shoulder around me, type of shit. Yeah, I had to take instant tests and all that. I immediately thought like I was dying. As soon as they told me, I was like, "Oh God!" I coughed a couple times today. That's not normal. Like the paranoia sets in.
Of course it does, and it's perfectly human.
The paranoia sets in. Like, oh my chest do feel a little bit tight. Like, and then I took a rapid test. Came back negative. I was like, all right, Gucci. They sanitized the whole space we was in, and here we are. So
Thankfully.
so that was the highlight of my week.
That was the highlight of your week, that you possibly could have caught COVID.
Yeah, it was something new. I mean, it was interesting. It was something new out the ordinary. How about yourself?
No, definitely. Well, I guess nothing really interesting happened in my week as well, or nothing that noteworthy, basically. But it was pretty much very productive, and I got a lot of things done. And then towards like the end of the week, like my brakes started failing on my vehicle. So, I had to like get that fixed right away because I started hearing like the rotor and the disc noises and stuff. So I was like, yeah, we got to get that fixed, because mainly I'm a road warrior, for those who know me. And I'm always, outside, driving around, all the boroughs basically. So it's what I do for a living. So, my brakes have to be intact, I think.
Yeah, if your brakes is not intact, you are, you're gonna be in some trouble.
Oh, yeah.
You gonna be in some trouble, boy.
In a heap of trouble, yeah.
That is something that's yeah. Nah. Anyway, all right.
Oh, before we dive into things,
Yes,
Pop Folk, please remember, get that merch.
Go do it right here. Bang, bang. Go get the merch.
Get the merch.
I hit the button to put it on. You can hit the button to put it on.
That merch.
Bang,
turn it into a song if you want, Pop Folk. Get that merch.
Do it.
There you go. Get that merch. Do it.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into Thanksgiving traditions we love and hate.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some of the Thanksgiving traditions that you love and hate?
I actually love the togetherness, I think, that you have with family members that you might not have seen in a while. You've been wanting to speak to them for a long time. You sitting at a table, just sharing, a bunch of thoughts of everything that happened throughout the year. And it's basically just a big reflectionary, I think, sitting, in a household. And depending on the type of family you have and the way things are set up, and if you get along with them,
right,
it could be a very great experience. But if it's people that you don't necessarily get along with, then it becomes a pretty tragic experience. But
Yeah.
that being said, um, we all know the history, the true history of Thanksgiving. So we try to, like, as a family at least, stray away from that history and try to, like, just bond basically with each other and just talk to each other. And, if there's any way we can help, a family member that's probably going through it or struggling in some way, we would actually do that as well. And I also love when people get drunk, because I personally, I don't drink alcohol, but I just love to watch other people happy and, talking shit, and they talk shit often to me as well, because I don't drink alcohol, and I don't really smoke or anything like that like I used to. So it's always eventful. They always call me like the priest of the family because I don't drink or anything. And it's always just funny, just not funny. It is also great, watching people just be happy, dancing. Us Latinos, we get down, we blast music, the hookah comes out, the drinks come out, all that kind of
Well,
stuff.
the hookah gotta come out.
Oh, of course. In
The
a
hookah,
Dominican household, that is a default thing.
hookah come
And
out. Baby showers.
exactly, the hookah come
The
out
hookah come out anytime.
anytime.
I think there's a lot of traditions I enjoy and I loathe. Um, the family, the like gathering of the family and
Mhm.
like everybody getting together and like seeing like the family you haven't seen in forever. I hate that. I hate it. I don't like that. Don't come to my house. I don't want you here. Like, there's a reason you ain't been here in a year. There's a reason I ain't text you in the last 12 months. I don't want you here now eating up my shit and sitting on my couch. Like, I don't want you here. Like, it's my
Damn, bro. Bro, it's only one day. God damn.
Nah, I don't care. Like, you can stay away. If you can stay away the other 364, you can stay the fuck away this day too. Like, my thing is, I also love that part of it. Like, when it comes to the family that I love, like my sister, my nephews, you know what I mean? Like shit like that, my cousins, the people that I do care for, by all
Right.
means, like my immediate circle of people, yeah, by all means, cool. The rest of you niggas, like, it's cool to say like Happy Thanksgiving on Facebook. Like,
Right.
you don't have to come to my house. I don't care. Don't do it because I might not open the door. Like, don't do it. I don't have enough plates for everybody here. I wasn't planning on you being here. So yeah, don't come to my house. I love I love the drinking. I love the eggnog. Eggnog is one of my favorite beverages of all time. Apple
Okay.
cider, one of my
I
favorite
fucks with it.
beverages of all time. And this is the season for all that. So a nice, a little bit of eggnog with some liquor in it. A little bit of apple cider with some liquor in it. A little bit of coquito, which already got the liquor in it. Like, so this my time of year. This my time to shine. I enjoy the turkey leg. I don't know. I enjoy having the turkey leg and some mac and cheese and my grandmama yams and watching football all day and not being bothered by nobody because my Cowboys always play on Thanksgiving. That is one of the best things about Thanksgiving. It's my Cowboys is guaranteed to be on the television. No matter what else I'm doing today, no matter what else is happening, no matter how upset I am with them badass kids running around, no matter how bad your auntie and them food came out, I don't care about none of that. The Cowboys is playing today.
Right.
So I'm excited about that. So that's really it.
No, and I think football is really a great part of it, basically. It really gets everybody together. Obviously, that, those who watch football, I've also taken the time out to actually teach certain women, about the game of football during Thanksgiving as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of female cousins, they can actually thank me. Yes, you know who I'm talking to. You can actually thank me for knowing a little bit about the game of football today. Thank you.
I think another tradition I hate, we're not celebrating Thanksgiving in the traditional way. We're not celebrating what it means because you know what? I forgot what I was listening to the other day, and the young lady said something. It was something I was listening to. I wasn't even listening to it. Grace was listening to it, and I heard it, and she said something so real and so powerful. I was like, "Damn, that's true." She said,
It hit, as we say.
yeah. She was. It was talking about how when we were younger, all of these people that we were taught, like these white boys now have, like Rittenhouse that we'll get into, they have these hero complexes, and because they've always been told like this is how certain people did things, they want to be a hero. But if you look in a movie, heroes are flawed. If you look in films, whatever, heroes are flawed, and they have a above everyone else kind of mentality, like they're above reproach, they're above the law. And on top of that, that nothing of the law, none of that stuff applies to them. But what's worse than that is that we have all been fed people like Christopher Columbus and all of these guys that we were raised on thinking about, you know, what built America, who made America great, and how things were then. When we were younger, we were taught that these men were heroes. Years later, we now know that that's not the truth. Christopher Columbus was not a hero.
He was actually a pirate.
He was he was not a hero at all. So when you think about it,
and we found out that he discovered land that was already discovered.
Exactly. So when we're talking about you know what it was 25 years ago when I was little, and I know what Thanksgiving meant when I was little, and then you realize that Christopher Columbus wasn't a hero, that he did not discover America, he did not sit down with Native Americans in this picture and everything was cool. You learn that they slaughtered the indigenous people and stole their land.
Yep. Good old imperialism.
So yeah, now we don't celebrate it for what it was. You know what I mean? It is.
That's why I actually draw that parallel with a lot of people, you know, who tend to maybe attack us on why we celebrate Thanksgiving. It's like, do you know what Thanksgiving even means? It's like, yo, when I'm with my family, I'm not even thinking about what Thanksgiving means, because while I'm with my family, I think we're celebrating it in the right way, you know, with no malicious intent, at least with my family, no type of, you know, intent. It's just to be with those family members at that moment in time, sharing thoughts, reflecting on the year, and just being there for each other. That's what Thanksgiving has always been to me, aside from what was taught in school. And, you know, when it comes to school and the media, there's a lot of brainwashing going on. So
certain holidays to me are built-in calendar days that are meant the way me and my family view them. It is meant as a built-in day for us to be able to stop our lives, our busy lives, and come together and reconnect.
Yep.
It is a guaranteed day that whatever's happening in my house and my grandmama's house and Diamond house, and we ain't been able to connect in a month and a half, 2 months, and the baby's been sick, and whatever's going on, we know that nobody got a clear schedule for this day. Nobody got to work this day. Nobody got to tell us. Like, we know that this day is already clear for everybody. This is the day that we come together. Who else we at? That's another tradition I hate. I hate the fact that dinner's supposed to start at noon and it started at 9 p.m. I'll be hungry all day.
Me too,
hungry
right?
All day.
You feel like you're waiting all day for like just these plates of food.
They be glorious plates when they get there.
I mean, sometimes, because sometimes people bring some bullshit to the dinner.
Yeah, nah, niggas love bringing bullshit plates. What's up, mama?
Hey, mama.
Niggas love bringing bullshit plates to the dinner.
Yeah, they do.
But
you like, yo, who the fuck made this? Like, this is disgusting.
I like when you got it. I like when it's time. Another tradition I like is time before you eat.
Who made this salty ass turkey?
Before you go and eat, you gotta take that walk with your cousins in there.
Yeah.
First off, if we taking this walk and you ain't got your own walking equipment, don't come. Because I'm not sharing nothing with you, okay? It's already bad enough you at my house. And now that we at my house, we ain't got to walk nowhere. I just go, I partake wherever I want to. But when you was younger or you at grandma's house, y'all not about to hotbox grandma's house. So y'all, you know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, I like that tradition where everybody just kind of get right before the food. So.
You know what I hate too? Everything just seems closed as well, except for like liquor stores and stuff like that.
And Chinese stores. Chinese restaurants be open like a motherfucker.
Exactly.
Movie theaters be open too.
True. That's true.
And everything be closed early, but then everything opens up early that evening because they're getting ready for Black Friday sales.
Exactly.
Like this year on Thanksgiving, in case you didn't know, you heard it here, GameStop is going to have PS5s and Xbox Ones and all that shit in store on Thanksgiving Day. The doors will be opening on Thanksgiving Day at 5 p.m. So if you are looking for if you are looking for a PlayStation or Xbox, that is where you can go get one. Now, keep in mind, when GameStop sells these consoles, GameStop only sells them in store in bundle packages. So you're not able to just go and get the PS5. You're gonna have to get the PS5 bundle they are selling. which comes
so
to like,
it sounds like a force.
It is, but that's how they're keeping the online people who are just buying up PS5s at a alarming rate and then reselling them at stupid high rates. Right, because correct. they can't buy the bundle packages that way. So they're forcing them to buy the bundle packages because there are people who want them, who want a PS5 like myself, but I'm not giving you $1,500. Suck my dick. Like, I know it's $400. I'm gonna get it for $400 at some point. I'm just not thirsty enough to be out there chasing y'all. But also, if you are a PlayStation player who plays decently enough, just go to PlayStation.com and sign up. They'll send you an email to get yours. My brother-in-law did it. He got his in 2 days. My man's and them did it. He got his in a week. And it'll tell you, because you've been a gamer, and they'll check your shit that, yeah, here you go. They'll send you a link that says, here, you can purchase yours from us on this date and time. And you don't have to fight with nobody. You ain't got to deal with no line. The window will be open for 30 minutes. Get in.
That sounds real smooth.
Exactly. So I couldn't do mine because there was a problem with my account, but I did it yesterday. So hopefully I'll get an email in a couple of days. And
nice. You know, while you was talking about all that just now, I don't know for what reason my retro part of my mind was thinking about Funko Land. You remember that?
I love Funko Land. Boy, that was one of my favorite places.
It was. I used to get so happy just by looking at the sign or the awning, just by looking at it, saying Funko Land.
Bro, I used to look at the
put a bright smile on my face.
I used to look at the papers the circulars they used to send to the house. Yeah. With all the video games that was there and everything that was there. Like, just being there, bro. It was like, I wish I could buy this whole store. Never want to play all the shit, but I just want to own it all.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Well, since we're here, what you got anything on your Black Friday list? You want anything on Black Friday?
Yo, I'll be quite honest, bro. I think I got everything I need at this moment in time. I guess if I can get a PS5 at a good rate, at a good price, I'll cop that or whatever the case is. But it'll be an online thing because I am not going outside and I'm not fighting with anybody and I'm not getting on these lines just to get what I want. So it has to be easy and seamless for me to get it. If not, it's a wrap. PS5 and
that's on my list too. But like I said, I'm getting that.
I think some like wireless headphones too, if I could find some. Whether
Like
whether
what
it
kind?
be beats or bows, maybe.
Like the ones you have on now. You want the
Correct. No, like the ones I have on now over the ear,
like the
because
studio
I
joints.
have because I have a bunch of in-ear headphones. So I'm
Yeah,
trying to find something like, with cups basically.
copy.
Yeah.
I have my pair of Beats, and I want another pair.
Hmm.
The only problem with these that I have now is like the leather around the headphones.
Hmm.
It started to crack off.
Oh,
So
okay, okay.
like that, like it's exposed foam underneath. It fits fine. It plays fine. It's just that, like when I put them on, I take them off, they're like flaked everywhere and shit. Like it's, I don't
Right.
know. So
Anything you have on your list?
um, that book bag, that book bag / travel bag I sent you.
Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. That was pretty dope. That was a lion face on it.
Yeah, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was fire.
That shit in red leather with the red beats by Dre's.
Yeah.
Crazy. Every time I move looking crazy.
Yeah, that was a
Um
crazy. I've never seen a book bag like that. That was so
Crazy, bro.
unique. So unique.
Crazy. So I'm gonna grab that, and then Beats by Dre. My Black Friday is a mixture of Black Friday / Christmas, because it's one of those things like whatever I get or don't get, I get for Black Friday. Black Friday is getting got for Christmas.
Right, and it's a good strategy. Strategy to have basically, because Christmas is a month away.
Exactly.
So
So my Apple Watch,
I
I'm
know
getting
people
one.
though that have finished their Christmas shopping though already. That's
So do I.
crazy.
So do I. Those are smart. I'm getting an Apple Watch on the Nike joint because I'm going back to boxing. I'm start boxing on the 30th of this month, twice a week.
Oh, you're going back to boxing
So
school?
I need to get my legs back under me, get my stamina back
Nice,
up.
nice.
So I'm going twice a week, starting on the 30th of this month.
I used to
So
do boxing.
I remember you used to do boxing right around me.
Yeah, I used to do it in downtown. Yeah, but I kind of left it because at that point in time, my bank account was set up a certain way, and I couldn't, I couldn't really deal with it. But I definitely plan on joining, at some point again, basically, because it's always good to, to like just move around, just do something away from work, because I work literally 12 hours a day, so it's always good to just do something else, and
Yeah,
let your mind escape from reality for a little bit and work out.
my mom, dude, she finished her Christmas shopping until last night when I seen I don't know if my sister's tuned in, so I'm not gonna say what. But if you look at my Facebook late last night, I put something on Facebook. And usually, what I mean, it's not something that I like from this company, but it was fire. So I reposted it, and I was like, there's a difference between like people who say I'm a hater. They don't know me very well because this company, I don't own anything they've ever done. I don't like their products. I crack shit on them all the time.
Right.
But they just put out something that I thought was fire, and I've reposted it.
I mean,
If I didn't really like, if I was a hater, I just wouldn't post it because I didn't like it. But anyway,
exactly.
The shit was fire, and I posted it, and immediately my mom was like, "Yeah, your sister, you know what I mean? She on this already. She won it, so yeah. So that's that.
Okay.
Yeah, my Apple Watch, but I'm getting
that.
I'm getting that. That's probably, I don't know. Wait, what I said? My Apple Watch, my PS5, my headphones, my book bag, and I think I'm done after that. Like clothes or some shit, nigga. Like, and I don't even want shit. Like at this point, I'm like,
yeah, there's nothing I really want because I think I have everything that I need.
Like even the book bag, I've really wanted, but it's like, when am I going to use this?
Right.
Like when am I literally going to use? Like it's fire.
Yeah, it is.
But when am I going to use this?
Right. I'm sure you can find a day where you can use it. I'm
gonna just pull back up in the city.
You can just head out. Exactly. You can do that too. Come back to New York.
Pull up in the city and stun on niggas. Pull up
with the
on
lion.
Madison. Yeah, pull up on Madison. Put on the book bag. Yeah, stun
exactly.
On niggas. With the beats to match and
come with the lion.
Yeah, niggas playing games. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Move the bag around a little bit, so people can see it.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe take some flicks for the grams. You heard.
Exactly, yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead. First off,
picture shit.
First off, this man is a legend. But Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson are a thing.
Yeah.
First off, shout out to
that's something.
Shout out to the homie Pete Davidson, man.
Getting that $1 billion getting that $1 billion Poo-Tang pie.
Yo, Pete. Good job, homie. Good job, bro.
Do your thing,
man. First of all, that man is a legend. Just in his own right. That man's a legend in many different ways. From the women he's dated,
right,
to literally being on the show. We thought
Derek Jeter was legendary, but he's stepping on that right now.
To being on Saturday Night Live for so long and genuinely thinking and not knowing how he still has a job. But he's yo, and then his films. I like his films. Always liked his films. He's a good dude, man. He lived in his mom's basement until he had to leave a year ago. He's one of those dudes, man. Fame and money for him never really meant much. He's just a goofy kid from Long Island who gonna continue being the goofy nigga and just doing. But that explains how he gets the ladies, because he's just a funny dude,
and he's just himself. And
he's himself. He's a funny dude. So
yeah,
you know what I mean. So I thought it was a little bit funny yesterday though when I saw the pictures of them walking around Florida, and she was walking around holding his hand while she was wearing a pair of Yeezys.
Yeezys at that.
And that nigga probably most other niggas would be like, I can't believe you wearing Yeezys. How you think this make me feel? That nigga Pete Davidson can you give me some?
Could you give me a pair?
Exactly.
Right.
So how do you feel?
He seems like that guy, very nonchalant about things, and it seems like, the fame or the notoriety, or the publicity he's gained hasn't changed him as a person, which is a beautiful thing, and I wish I could say that, for a lot of other people that come across, Hollywood or, just cameras and, that sort of thing.
All right.
But that's good for them, if she's happy and he's happy, then we all happy here at the podcast too. It is what it is.
All right, NFL this week. You know what? No. We're gonna go NBA.
NFL.
We're gonna go NBA first. NBA.
There's
been a lot of good games.
You can still see me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
There's been a lot of good games. There's been a lot of and the Warriors look God level. The Warriors look like they are on some sort of cheat code level.
Yeah, they're currently 14-2, and they are very much looking the part. I think, damn, if I was a betting man, bro,
I'm putting them up for the chip.
Yeah, I think they're coming out of the West as well at this moment in time.
The Weissman and Clay not even back yet. When they get back, boy, it's going. Oh my God,
it's going to cause all sorts of trouble.
It's
out West.
Ugly.
It's going to be ugly for the Lakers, definitely.
It's already ugly for the Lakers, but it's going to get uglier.
It's going to uglier, yeah. You got to add the ER.
Uglier.
Yeah. I don't know. The way the West is looking right now, if the Lakers don't have any type of sense of urgency, they might end up out of it
early. Shout out to the Clippers who are very quietly. Paul George is very quietly having a great year.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're sixth in the Western Conference at the moment with the 9-7 record.
Right.
But they're climbing.
The 9-7 record to me, it's not great. It's not great because it's not much better than the Lakers, but they don't have the talent the Lakers have.
Right.
They don't have the talent the Lakers have. They don't have, I don't think, the expectation that the Lakers have. And they haven't lost some of the games that the Lakers have lost.
Right. Correct.
Like the Clippers haven't gone out there and got spanked by 50.
Correct.
Like they ain't out here losing to Orlando like that. Like their record's been tough because they're playing a bunch of West Coast teams. So the Clippers, once they're getting it together, they'll be probably like a 6-7 seed anyway. So I'm not surprised of them, right, being a 6-7 seed. Nobody is looking at the Lakers like they should be a 6 or 7 seed. So that's what I mean. Like
at best, I think they'll be an 8 seed.
Right. And I'm not, I think people, I had somebody else go, "You so rough on the Lakers." I go, I'm rough on the Lakers because of the expectation for the Lakers. If I were talking about, let's talk about the Orlando Magic.
Correct.
If we're talking about the Orlando Magic, their roster, their media presence, and what their expectation for the year was when we started, they're right where they are. They're right where they should be.
Mm-hmm.
They're where they should be. They're not very good. They don't have a very good team. They don't have a very good roster. They don't have much help in the G League. Their coaching is and they still bothered to push a Brooklyn Nets team to a last-second game the other night, although it being without Kevin Durant and Joe Harris. But it still was a good game for them, playing against a contender like that and pushing them deep. But
and that's fine. And that's fine because at least the Nets, handled business and they put them away. But my Knicks, we lost to the Magic this past week.
Yeah.
And we barely beat Houston yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bruh.
But that's what I mean. Like the expectations for Orlando, when I talk about Orlando and I talk about Houston, ain't the same about the Lakers.
No,
if the Lakers were 5 if the Lakers are 5-5 after 10 games, that's terrible for the Lakers.
Of course,
if the Rockets are 5-5, that's great.
Right.
That's great for them. I'm surprised that the niggas won 2 games out of 10. So don't tell me I'm hard on the Lakers because you niggas don't.
No, there's no such thing. I don't think there's any such thing as being hard on the Lakers because the fact of the matter is,
y'all told me they was the ones. Y'all niggas told me they was the ones.
There's certain franchises in sports, I think, that you can be hard on because historically they've been great. So the expectation is always year in and year out, this team should be great, basically, and they just reload. So the Lakers being probably like one of the top 3 teams of all time in the NBA, they're going to get all the criticism when they're not performing the way that they're supposed to because, again, they're the franchise. They're one of the premier franchises of the NBA in its history.
Yep.
So that comes with the territory. It's just like us Yankee fans. We're all going to be attacked by everyone as well because the expectation as a Yankee is to come in a season, get to the playoffs, win the pennant, win the World Series. That's the expectation every year as a Yankee fan, no matter how bad our team is. That's what everyone expects of us because the expectations are high, like you just mentioned, kind sir.
If we don't win the pennant, it's a down year. Mm-hmm. If we don't make the playoffs, niggas might lose jobs.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it works in the Yankees organization. That's how it works.
Same ordeal with the Cowboys. We expect so much, of the Cowboys. They're actually dubbed America's team for a reason, pod folk. So the criticisms are going to come in droves when it comes to the Cowboys because there's a certain expectation, and that's just the way it is.
Although expectations are lower due to Jerry Jones. But yes, there are expectations that we do not live up to.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man,
it's just part of the nature of sports. That's all.
This NBA season has been fun. This has been some of the most fun stuff to watch in a very, very long time. It has been a lot of fun to watch because you don't really know who's going to win it. You don't really know. You want to believe that the Knicks are going to beat Orlando.
Right.
But you don't know. You wanted to believe that the Lakers were going to beat the Bulls or the Clippers were going to beat the Bulls. But you want for sure. Like, it's cool. Like I love it. I enjoy it. I love the competition. Is what I want. The competition is what I want. So let's go on to the NFL. The Cowboys play today against Patrick Mahomes. I'm looking forward to this. First off, what the Cowboys just dismantled and embarrassed the Falcons in a 43-3 loss last week. Well, 43-3 win for the Cowboys. And then the Falcons went and played the Patriots and lost 26-0. They have been outscored 71-0. 71-3 in 2 games, including losing to the Patriots in a blowout. The first one in their stadium and since the 80s. So, you know what I mean? What's happening, Blake? So yeah, man, the NFL shit, like, this is gonna be a good game tonight. Patrick Mahomes, Dak Prescott, Dak is number 9 in QBR. Goddamn. Dak is number 9 and Patrick is number 10. So, you know, the Chiefs are the number 1 third down offense in the league. The Cowboys are the number 6 best third down team in defense. Takeaways are there. The offense is there on both ends. This is going to be a good game. This is going to be a good game. This is one of those games, Jay, that I tell you, this is where I'm looking at the Cowboys. That doesn't mean we have to win for it to mean that I'm losing or I'm believing.
Correct.
People put a lot on wins and losses and not on who you're playing. I am more impressed by a really, really good, game that is played between 2 good teams than you blowing out a team you're supposed to blow out.
Of course.
So,
no, definitely. I think another game that may be pretty good is the Packers and the Vikings. You know, the 2 starting quarterbacks, are back. Aaron Rodgers came back last week, so it should be a good game out there as well, which is a game to watch, I think.
I'm sorry, it sounded like a goddamn jet was taking off in my backyard.
No. Don't worry about it. No, I was just talking about the Vikings and Packers game at 1 p.m.
Yeah, which one of my goddamn neighbors got a jet and didn't tell me?
I don't know. Somebody hit the lotto, I guess.
Lord of mercy. Yeah, the Packers game gonna be good.
Yeah, I mean, I always think when it comes to division games, they're always pretty interesting, and I think, with the Packers and the Vikings, I think it's one of the oldest rivalries actually in the NFL. So it's going to be, an exciting matchup, I think.
I want to see OBJ with the Rams.
I mean, we saw him on Monday night. He had 3 catches, I think, for about 20 yards or so.
I mean, I still want to see what he look like.
I mean,
I still want to see what he look like because
I mean, as the starts move along, we're gonna see what he's about. Basically, I think Robert Woods is currently injured at the moment, so he's practically there to fill in those shoes and to continue playing. So we'll see.
I'm tired of.
We'll see if he's really worth it, and he has, some value left, and he has something left in the tank.
Yeah, for me, it's always been like, how do I say this correctly?
How do I say this?
I think that for me, again, I said what I said about Odell and about where he goes and about him having to prove, you know, him having to prove himself all over.
Of course.
I'm ready to put this to rest already. I'm ready to put to rest whether Odell is a good player still, or if he is living off of, you know, the folklore of who he was as a rookie.
No, of course, definitely.
So, do I personally am I personally invested either way? No. He don't play for my team. I don't really care. I don't know the man or dislike him or like him on a personal level. It's never been that deep for me. It's just on the outside looking in on whether or not what I'm guessing with all of these things that I was able to pull together versus the other people who think that maybe he is great and this, that, and the third because they want him to be great. I don't move on emotion when it comes to analytics. So
Yeah, of course.
I hope that he is great. I want him to be nothing but great. Why would I not want him to be great? But at the same time, I'm the history says otherwise. So
No, of course. No, of course. You know, I completely get where you're coming from, and we all know in this case the true star of the receiving corps over there at the Rams is Cooper Kupp, and what he's doing at the moment, bruh, he's killing right now.
How many
He
years
has 1100 yards receiving already, bruh. And the person who comes second is Tyreek Hill with only 855.
How long ago was I telling niggas about Cooper Kupp, bro? Yes.
He's been brewing. Brewing. Definitely.
He came in, had that rookie year, and I said, y'all niggas not ready. Cooper about to take it over.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, shout out Cooper Kupp, man.
Definitely. 85 catches on the season.
Already.
Oh,
that's already a season for most niggas.
Yeah, pretty much. You're right. That's pretty much a season for a lot of receivers at this point in time. And we still have, you know, a lot more games to go because it's a 17-game season. So that stat sheet is going to be pretty full for Cooper Kupp at the end of the year. And a lot of fantasy owners are going to be super happy with that as well.
Close to 200 catches.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 2,000 receiving yards.
I'd say about 1,800 around there. In terms of catches, I'd say close to 150. I'd say around.
I'd say you're closer to 150 too.
Yeah,
but he's gonna have. If he's decent, like the way he's been,
yeah,
he's gonna have
steady pace, right?
About 18 also. If he have a couple bust out games, he's gonna be around. He's hovering around that too.
Of course.
He's hovering around that too.
You want to know an interesting stat?
What?
Derrick Henry has been out for how many weeks now?
Oh, a couple.
For about 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, 3 weeks.
Yeah, correct us, Podfolk, if I'm wrong about this, but he's tied for first for rushing in the NFL. Still this morning.
Although the Cowboys have the second highest rush per game, which is impressive.
Yeah,
but it's
definitely
not done by one man. It's between Zeke and Tony Pollard. So shout out to Lightning and Thunder on our squad. So
yeah, definitely. And Zeke himself, he has 663 yards rushing, on the season,
which is not anything to sneeze at. That's impressive.
Exactly, and he has 7 touchdowns to add to that as well.
That is impressive. Kudos to Zeke. I said at the beginning of the season,
he looks slimmer, doesn't he?
He is slimmer. He doesn't have that power or that burst, but he's seeing the field better. He's hitting the hole quicker.
His vision is a lot better. Right?
He's hitting the hole quicker. He can't carry the pile like he could before.
Right.
But what used to be, I'm gonna run into a group of niggas and move it 3 yards. Is I'm gonna see that hole, step through it, and get those 3 yards.
Exactly.
So it's the same kind of thing. I think it may be a little more secure because he's playing a little more inside of the tackle box.
Correct. And I feel like he's playing a lot smarter at this moment in time as
Exactly.
well.
Exactly.
He's playing like the vet he is, basically. And he's just adapting, to the situation. He's adapting to what his body is now. So he's making the most of it. So I have to give him a lot of credit for that.
Well, while we're on the NFL, let's go ahead and move on to something not as glorious.
But wait a second. Before you move to that, Lamar Jackson has 639 rushing yards on the season as well, right?
Lamar Jackson
is like a phenom,
he's
bro.
he's a cheat code. He's a Madden cheat code. He's a Madden cheat. All you do is you choose the quarterback option, and as soon as you snap it, just run because the defense not gonna catch you.
Just take off.
Cheat code.
And he's bordering on 2,500 yards passing as well, aside from that. So he's putting in a lot of work.
That man was the MVP.
Yeah.
That man was the MVP.
Simple as that. Yeah.
That's why.
Definitely.
This week, a disturbing video surfaced of ex NFL running back Zach Stacy violently a domestic dispute between Stacy and his girlfriend, the mother of his child. If you haven't seen the video, if you are, it's hard to watch. It's rough to watch. I'm not gonna say what he did step for step in
the video will reveal that
the video. But he put his hands on this woman a couple of times and
terrible.
Ended up slamming her through a couple items multiple times, and then had a baby on the couch. Their 5-month-old child was laying there watching, and despicable.
Yeah, pretty much the low of the low. We actually condemn that, in this podcast. We don't respect any of that. Once you put your hands on a female, you're not shit to us anymore. There's no room, there's no place for you to put your hands on a female, especially in the way that he did it.
Yeah.
Basically treated her like a rag doll. If you watch the video, pod folk, and as Sincere said, it was very rough to watch. And I might have saw like the first couple of seconds of it, and I just took it off instantly because it's just things that I don't like to see. It's infuriating for me. I go all out to protect any woman that I come in contact with, whether it be someone that I work with, whether it be family. I'm very protective, of women. And I can't see situations where women are getting abused because, I don't know, for some reason, it enrages me to do something about it, to help. It's just rough.
First off, it's never okay.
No,
it's never okay to abuse anybody. To put your hands on anyone is never okay.
Nope.
Women, a lot of these younger women, they play this game where they hit and they put their hands in a young man's face, and I fight dudes and I do this and all that, and these young kids, they react in that manner and they really hurt these girls, and you can't do anything but blame the young boys because he should have known not to hit her in the first place, regardless of whatever the situation was. And then you see a situation like this where Zach Stacy is a professional athlete. A professional athlete. A Correct. Man who is big enough and is strong enough to move other grown men. Manhandles his girlfriend. like I don't get it, and it's not for me to get because I don't have that mindset.
No, of course not.
What it is I myself, I can't do it. I cannot ever find a reason for it to be okay. I cannot fathom a situation where I would ever want to put my hands on a woman in that manner. I can't.
And manhandle her that way, the
I
way he did.
cannot see it. I do not see it.
No.
I come from a household of domestic violence. I can never see that and be okay with it.
No, of course not.
And at the same time, you gotta watch what you're saying to people. Like you may have the best intention coming over and doing something positive for somebody,
right?
And it goes south.
Correct.
It goes south, but you also got to know how to walk away from it.
Of course,
you got to know how to walk away from it. These young men, I feel like we keep having this conversation, especially with football players. They aren't trained and they aren't taught how to walk away from these situations.
Correct.
And they get into these situations with these young ladies and they don't know how to act.
Correct.
So,
and that speaks a lot, I think, of a man's mental health to put his hands, on a woman in that way as well. And to manhandle her like she's a rag doll. It's like, dude, you're like twice the size of her. Easily. You have twice the strength easily. And, why are you manhandling her in that way? So he needs to be charged to the full extent of the law, and people need to stop. Let me add this. People need to pump the brakes on what she did. It doesn't matter what she did because what he did does not justify anything. People are like, what did she do to him for him to do that to her? It's like, first of all, there's something called self-control that we are all supposed to have as human beings. I'm not even saying men. I'm not singling out men at this point in time. As human beings, we're supposed to have self-control. And at no point in that video did she put her hands on him.
None. And none. Bro, you know what made this the worst for me? I'm sitting here and I'm thinking back. You know what fucking makes it the worst about the video? And I'm trying to stay cool. I'm trying to think. I'm not trying to be overly emotional about this. Her reaction to this whole thing. She was hands up while he was doing it. Oh, I'm sorry. And like, she never broke a tear. She never cried. She never moved in any sort of emergency. She didn't move with any sort of franticism or frantic pace or anything. Correct. She didn't move with any sort of fear in her. You know what that says to me?
Mm-hmm.
He's done this before.
Of course. Especially the way that she reacted, like you just mentioned. She's used to it.
Because if this was new to you, that's not how you react to someone beating your ass. You running in fear.
Exactly.
You running in fear.
Because you're in shock.
You're in shock. You might be trying to grab that baby. You might have fucked around and tried to grab a knife and cut him. You're fighting for your life. This is not how you react.
No.
How she react this is normal. This is a normal occurrence in that household.
Exactly. Unfortunately, it is. All right, mama.
Yeah, so we're talking about my grandparents' household. Yeah, anybody knows me, they know my grandparents. I'm talking about my grandparents' household when we'll talk about most of this stuff. So
copy that.
What's it? So
yeah, there's just no space for it basically, and he needs to be charged to the full extent of the law. I hope she can get out of this situation, and find the strength, to move on. This could be very traumatic, basically, for her and, for her family as well. And, my thoughts, and positivity go out to them. And hopefully they can get through this situation, basically unscathed. And there's nothing more to say about Zach at this moment in time.
Nah, we wish you nothing but the best. And
No,
Zach,
no,
not
no. We
Zach,
don't wish
husband.
Zach the
No,
best.
no, no. We were
Yeah. Okay.
her,
Copy. Yeah.
the baby
Yeah.
mama.
Yeah.
The one thing I do with Zach, I wish Zach sees the error of his ways and finds the strength to change.
Yes, and seeks help to make that change as well.
I don't. It's not. I don't. He deserves whatever comes to him as far as his punishment. But I feel like we as a society are so focused on punishment that a lot of the time we lose sight on things. He doesn't necessarily need punishment as much as he needs uh, to learn about why what he's doing is wrong. He needs the punishment just as much. But I feel like the reason we keep hitting our heads on this same wall is because people like the gentleman like Zach Stacy, like Ray Rice, like so many between, they haven't been told why this is wrong.
Correct.
They haven't been told, no, don't do this. They haven't been told how to actually verbalize what they're feeling or how to deal with a situation with their significant others that don't involve physicality.
Correct.
So even if he goes to jail, let's say he does go to jail and does 5 years for battery, and then he comes home and gets a new girlfriend, then what? Then what? Next time she pisses him off and he beats her ass, we blame him again.
Right, correct.
And it will be his fault, but again, we as a community would have failed him.
Correct.
So that's what I mean by he gets himself together. Okay?
Definitely.
So
like I said, hopefully he can seek the help, that he needs to get so he can correct this crazy mistake.
Kyle Rittenhouse was acquitted on all charges this week. How do you feel?
I think when some of us grow older, we tend not to overreact about certain things. I remember there were a lot of famous cases, when I was growing up, that a lot of people chose sides. And there were a lot of cases as well where people were just waiting for that day of the verdict, basically. And this particular case was one of them. And I guess the first question that just popped into my mind, because I didn't follow the case as many as other people, that I actually speak to, but I got to read up, on some things regarding the case. And also, I happened to see the video multiple times. And it was a situation where there was a lot of misinformation going on. There was a lot of twisting. There was a lot of politicism, if that's a word, in conjunction with this particular situation. So you had the rights, the people on the right, basically, and then the people on the left. Basically, they had their own agenda when it came to this particular trial. So as I was just trying to make sense of things logically without picking sides, because that's the type of person I am, I'm very logical when it comes to things. And in looking at the trial and in looking at the video and everything that happened during the trial or during the case, in this case, I can see why he was not guilty. And I wasn't throwing comparisons out, basically. I think each case varies. Each case is different. And from what I saw in the video, I saw someone who was pretty much provoked. I saw pretty much someone who was antagonized. And they were literally defending themselves. To be quite honest, I'm just being completely honest from what I saw from the video. And then from what I read from the trial, I thought to myself, why would someone with an AR-15 go to such an environment? Because obviously you're asking for trouble. You're obviously asking for trouble by going to an environment like that. So as I was reading some of the trial, he was actually summoned to be there with an AR-15. And the law in that state actually allows, as crazy as it sounds, a teenager to walk around with an AR-15. That's one of the reasons why the gun charge was actually thrown out in that case.
It was dropped.
That's why it was dropped. So I just wanted to put that out there because a lot of people are like being misinformed and they're spreading this misinformation as well, stating that he illegally carried this gun through state lines. He was only about roughly 17 miles away from Kenosha, where his dad actually lives. And he was actually summoned to be there to defend that property. So you have people who are protesting. You have others who are rioting. Just because certain people are upset at what happened, in Minnesota with George Floyd, may he rest in peace, condolences to, his family and positive thoughts, to everyone. You can't decide just to up and destroy businesses because you're upset. And then you're provoking someone, basically with an AR-15 who's 17, who doesn't have much experience in this lifetime. And you're provoking that child.
He's going to react.
You're going to react. Exactly. You're going to react. I don't think this has anything to do with race. I think this is just a simple case of a 17-year-old boy who was summoned to do something to basically just protect a business due to what was going on at that moment in time. And the person that was having, the person with the skateboard and, and the other individual, they were shouting a whole bunch of crazy things. Nigga this, nigga that. It's like, bruh, that's not the way to carry things. And I don't know, as disappointing as this may seem to certain people, but I actually see as to why he was proved not guilty. Okay, the prosecution itself, they did a poor job, I think, in presenting the case. From the little that I saw of the trial, they did an absolute poor job. And I want the pod folk to know this. Court cases about what you can actually present. What you present in court is very vital to the outcome.
Yep.
And there were moments when the judge himself screamed at the prosecution. And I don't know if you knew this, bro, but MSNBC, which is usually, like a liberal platform, they were actually thrown out of the courtroom.
I did not know that.
Yes, I actually read that they were in some way or form trying to intimidate the jury to make this boy guilty on all counts.
The jury he handpicked?
See, that's another thing. I've never heard of that in my life because usually the lawyers and the judges handpick basically the jury. I've never heard of the defendant basically picking the jury. So I don't know about that.
What's up, Brandis? How are you?
Hey. Yeah, I can't speak on that because I've never heard that in my lifetime. And if that's the case, obviously that altered, the decision as well. if that's the case. But I can't really speak on that, about him picking the jurors. I've never heard of that in the court. Have you heard that in the court of law?
No.
The defendant, choosing his jurors? I don't know. That sounds a little bit crazy to me. But what I'm saying is there was a reason for him to be there. And he was simply protecting a business that might have belonged to his family, might have belonged to his father. The gun he was carrying, wasn't illegal, because there's different laws for different states. And, we should all know that. And, that's just how I feel, honestly. I just feel like everything doesn't have to do with race. Yes, there are convictions, that we look at and that we compare and contrast to others. We can do all that. But I think in this particular case, due to what happened, due to what I read up on the trial, due to what I spoke to people that actually followed the trial day by day, I can honestly say that it was the right verdict.
She wasn't here when I guess you started.
Right.
But I didn't bother to pay any attention to this trial from
the beginning.
I didn't care. I didn't care about Kyle Rittenhouse then. I didn't care. I don't give a fuck about Kyle Rittenhouse now. I don't care about a 17-year-old white kid who did what he did and then had the ability to walk up to the police immediately afterwards and then was sent home. When they sent him home, that told me everything I needed to know. If I would have walked up after shooting 2 people anywhere, doing anything in this country, if I'd have shot 2 people, they'd at least taken me to the station. They'd at least taken me in for questioning. They sent this little nigga home. From the incident, it told me everything I needed to know about how this was going to go. You can spin it how you want to. I knew exactly how this was going to play. I didn't need to watch it. Handpicked as yours. Then they told him, they told the media and told the prosecutors they couldn't refer to the people he killed as victims during the trial. You could not use the terminology victims for the victims during the trial. Okay. They dismissed those gun charges before they went into deliberation. If you paid any attention, I didn't watch any of the trial to follow along, but I sure enough saw all the headlines that popped up. I couldn't get away from them, but I wasn't surprised by anything. And then when he got off, it didn't surprise me at all. He killed 2 people. He was walking around with an assault rifle and he killed 2 people. My problem isn't that he killed 2 people. The 2 people he killed, one was a child rapist. And the other was fresh out of a mental institution who literally fresh out hours decided instead of taking their ass home, wanted to go out and destroy shit. He is not killing the cream of the crop out here. That's not what my beef is either. My beef is that you were able to take 2 lives, whether it be by whatever it is, whether it be a murder charge, a manslaughter charge, whether it be discharging a firearm in a crowded area, whatever charge that you hit this child with, that lets you know you cannot walk around and choose to be judge, jury, executioner anywhere that don't belong to you. Now, we're not talking about people breaking into his home and he's defending his home and his property and his mother and In that case, mow down as many motherfuckers trying to break in your home as you can. This is yours. Protect that bitch. But if I walk outside with an AR-15 on me, and I'm walking, and I'm 17 miles away from my house with an assault rifle, the battery in my back, previous mindset that I'm tired of this nonsense and everything that's going on, I'm meant to shoot somebody. I'm meant to shoot somebody. This ain't got nothing to do with race. In this case, let me explain what I'm saying. In this case, it has nothing to do with race. But this case has so much more to do with the systemic injustice and how things are viewed. No, this Kyle Rittenhouse case has nothing to do with him being black or his victims being black. None of that is the case. It's the fact that if it were me or you, this would have played out completely different. If it were me who walked up with that gun and shot two random people whom I said I was defending a property from or whatever the case may be, I would be in jail. That's what I'm saying. They weren't black. They weren't black at all. This had nothing to do about anyone being black. This was literally white on white crime. And my point is, if I were to walk up and shoot these two white men who were doing the same exact thing, it's the plug and play effect, as I say. Take out Kyle Rittenhouse and put in Sincere Da Vinci. Do we get exactly the same outcome? If the answer is no, then there's a problem. It's as simple as that. Like that's just how I see it. If you can take out Kyle Rittenhouse and put in you, put in Blake, put in anybody else, and we can't walk away from this scot-free, not a felony charge for a gun possession, not a discharge, not a disturbing the peace, not an attempted murder, not a manslaughter, not a first, second, third degree, nothing. Not even a wrongful death. Nothing. Walk off, clean the scot-free, and on the way be able to do it like him. Will we be able to do that? Nah. And that's my problem. Kyle Rittenhouse is going to walk from the moment this happened. And I was never surprised about it. What bothered me is if I was Kyle Rittenhouse, I wouldn't have walked. That's my problem. That is my only problem with this whole thing. Do I believe Kyle Rittenhouse deserved to walk? I don't know. I haven't studied the case enough to care. To be honest with you, did I know he walked? Did I know he was gonna walk? Yeah. Why study something I know the answer to already? You know what I mean? Like if I know what's going to be on the test, if I know the answer, if I got the answer tablet to the test, you think I'm gonna study all semester? If I could just go into the final with all the answers correct and just fill them out and know I'm right? No, I'm not even paying attention in class. I might not even come to class, but I'm gonna go into the finals. I'm gonna get all of it right. Niggas gonna look at me and be like, "How? Y'all niggas ain't pay attention. They gave us this answer sheet. I've been had the answer sheet. Y'all niggas just didn't want to believe it was the answers. I had no reason to believe it wasn't the answers. So no, I didn't need to follow the trial. I didn't need to read what everything was happening. I didn't care about anything that was happening. I knew how the movie was going to end. So I'm done with this. I hope y'all are getting ready for Thursday. I hope y'all getting them turkeys out the freezer on the right days. Let them things sit out. Let them thaw.
Mm-hmm. Marinate that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Marinate that seasoning.
Hope y'all using that sharp cheddar.
Mm-hmm.
Sharp for the mac and cheese. Sharp cheddar.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you got them babies some nice clothes.
Hope you got that coquito ready.
Got that eggnog and that apple cider on deck. Don't come around here with no bullshit. I hope you got that stickiest of the icky on ready.
You got to come with it.
Need it. Mine already.
For Thanksgiving.
Hold on. I got to show you a little something. Show you a little something. Show you a little something. Your boy got a little bit of moon rock.
Okay.
You can't see that. Hold on.
No. I saw some of it.
Oh yeah, I'm about to say you can't see that little. I need to open it. You can. Yeah, I got a couple moon rocks in there. If you don't know what that is, go do your research on what moon rocks are.
Right.
Got some of that in there. Got a couple other things, but that's for me. That ain't the shit.
Right. Exactly.
That ain't the shit.
That's special. That's exclusive.
Yeah. Yeah. Shut up.
For me.
Yeah. So
that's for me.
Anyways, man, we done here. Catch us tomorrow, 8 p.m.
JaySin Podcast OT
on Convos. Tomorrow we will be addressing things. Oh, I guess I can give you a preview of some of the stuff we're going to be addressing tomorrow. Definitely. We will touch on Zach Stacy again. We will touch on if you're on the first year with someone, who goes, which house do you go to? Do you go to hers or his? Do you go to your significant other's home? Or do you go to both? And what happens when your significant other is the one that get drunk and act out during the holiday?
How do you handle that?
How do you handle that, Bear Mountain? I'll put you in a headlock, drag you into the bathroom. Get it together. But anyways, I told you on Monday. If you didn't hear, I bought the side piece conversation.
Oh my gosh. That was amazing. We had so much engagement.
But I told you, my mama, my mama love her son. My mama, you hear me? My mama love her son. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, y'all. We love y'all. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Brandon, Blake, Mama, anybody else who tuned in. I know Cuddy was here and everybody else that tuned in. We appreciate y'all. All right, y'all. Bang, we out of here.
To the fullest. Yeah. Hey.